Hello and welcome to your Chapter 3, Lesson 3. Now we're starting off strong here. Notes on solving inequalities with multiplication or division. So we're going to have a good time. Make sure to give me your undivided attention. Haha, okay. The good news is solving inequalities with multiplication and division is just like solving equations with multiplication and division. But there's a twist. So it's going to be great. Pay close attention to that twist. So let's do a quick review. How do you solve equations? Well, you want to undo what's happening to your variable. If you have a 3 times, you divide by 3. So here x is 4. If you have division, you need to multiply to undo what's happening to your x. So x is 8. Great. Or if you have multiple steps, you need to do backwards PEMDAS to get you there. So we subtract 1, giving you 2x equals 12, and then do our division, so we get x equals 6. Those same rules apply with inequalities, with a twist. So let's get into multiplication. If you have c is greater than 0, so you got some positive number c, and if you have a is greater than b, then guess what, guys? A times c is going to be bigger than b times c. So basically, you multiply both sides of an inequality by the same number, the inequality holds. And same thing, it also works with less than. So AC is going to be less than BC, so long as A is less than B. And by the way, it also works with equals to. I just wanted to save some space. So, now it's time for a twist. What if C is less than 0? That is, if C is negative, then it's time for a twist. Because if A is greater than B, and you have A times C, but C is a negative number, that's going to be less than B times C. So when you multiply both sides by a negative number, you need to flip out. We need to flip the inequality symbol when multiplying by a negative number. So you still multiply A times C, B times C, but when C is negative, you flip the sign around. Now, when I'm doing this, there's a sound effect that goes through my head. So I multiply, times C, but then the sign flips around, right? Instead of greater than, it goes into less than, and so it's got like this wah sound, okay, in my head, and it's the same one from Coco. So I'm gonna play it for you real quick. So you do A times C, and then B times C, and then the sound. Ready? That one. Wah. Okay, so anyway. What? We flip the sign around. Wah. Okay. Anyway, so if you have A is less than B, and you do A times some negative number, and B times some negative number, you multiply by a negative number on the same side. We need to flip that sign around. Wah. So instead of less than, it becomes greater than. So let's try it out. We've got this inequality. X over 3 is less than negative 2. Oof, so I'm going to rewrite this actually. We've got x over 3 less than negative 2. To get our x by itself, we need to undo times 3. We need to undo divide by 3, so we're going to multiply times 3. So we multiply both sides times 3. The 3's cancel out, and we get x is less than negative 6. Even though this is negative, we multiplied by a positive number. Oops. So it remains the same. And to graph that solution, you got negative 6, negative 7, negative 5. So x is less than negative 6. It's an open circle going to the left. Yay. Now what if we want to solve this guy? Okay, this time we're multiplying by a negative number. We have negative 3/4 times w is greater than or equal to 3. If we want to get W by itself, we want to undo the negative 3/4. So we're multiplying by negative 4/3 on both sides times negative 4/3. Okay, and then these sides will cancel out. That's excellent. So we're left with W and, oh hey, our 3's cancel out. That's cool. We just get negative 4. But we multiplied by a negative number. So we got to rearrange our inequality. We got to flip it around. There you go. So you got W is less than or equal to negative 4. Let's graph our solutions and I'll show you why that made sense. So if you have negative 4, negative 5, negative 3, and we say that W is less than or equal to negative 4. Let's check out a number and see if it works, but let's do an easy number. Let's go with negative 8. Negative 8 is in our graph of solutions. It should work. So is it true that negative 3/4 of 8, negative 8 is greater than or equal to 3? Remember, we're plugging in negative 8 for our W because negative 8 fits on our number line right here. Okay, and then negative 3/4 times 8 is 6. 6 is in fact greater than 3. So it's right. Flipping the sign worked. Okay, you've got to do your twisty guy. Got to make sure your twisty guy is working. So here we take our inequality sign and we need to flip him around. This is a twist symbol in case you haven't gotten that yet. I guess to make it look really good, I should do like that kind of thing. Yeah, that looks so much better. Okay, cool. So, the good news is, once you've got the multiplication part down, guess what, guys? Division works exactly the same way. So if you have a positive number that you're multiplying both sides by, if you have A is greater than B, then A times C is still going to be greater, this is division. Just kidding. Then A over C is still going to be greater than B over C, as long as you're dividing both sides by the same number. That's totally fine. It's still going to be the same inequality. The same thing is true if it's less than, also if it's greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. Dividing by the same number keeps them the same inequality, gives you an equivalent inequality. However, it's time to twist again. Okay. If you have A over C and B over C, but C this time is negative, you need to flip your sign around. You need to flip your inequality symbol around. So when you're dividing by a negative number, make sure you flip that inequality symbol around. So we went from greater than to less than, and we go from less than to greater than. Okay. We got our twisty guy going on. As long as what we're multiplying or dividing by is negative, then we have to flip our inequality symbol around. One of these days I'm going to figure out how to make this right on the first try. And today is that day. Nice. Flip it around. Twisty guy. Okay. Great. Let's do a word problem and then a normal problem and then call it a day. So you're walking dogs in your neighborhood after school. You earn $4.50 per dog. And how many dogs do you need to walk to earn at least $75? So at least means 75 is the smallest you want to earn, but you're okay with earning 75. So we'll go greater than or equal to. And let's let, I guess, D be the number of dogs you walk. So you earn $4.50 per dog. So if you walk one dog, you get $4.50. So we have 4.5. D is greater than or equal to 75. Excellent. 4.5 times D is greater than or equal to 75. Now we need to figure out what is the, so we divide by 4.5 on both sides, giving us d is greater than or equal to, 16.666. Guys, we can't walk 0.66 of a dog, so we need to walk at least 17 dogs to get us there, because walking 16 dogs is not quite enough. We can't walk 0.6 of a dog, so we walk 17 dogs. Okay, one more. Let's solve one. Let's solve this last equation. Inequality. Solve this last inequality and see if you've got it. Negative 9y is less than or equal to 63. What do we want to do? Well, our end game is to get y all by itself on one side of the inequality symbol. So let's divide both sides by negative 9. We divide by negative 9, divide by negative 9. Now that's going to be really great because our negatives here are going to our negatives cancel out, our 9s cancel out. We're left with y and we're left with negative 7. But notice, we divided by a negative number. So what do we do here? What? We got to flip it around. Y is greater than or equal to negative 7. Let's graph it and check it real quick. So we claim that y needs to be greater than or equal to a negative 7. So let's see. Solid circle greater than this way. Let's pick a number. And let's pick 0. You know why? Because 0 is super easy. Okay. And 0 is on our way. Is a number greater than or equal to negative 7. So is it true that negative 9 times 0 is less than or equal to 63? Well, we plug in 0 for our y, because 0 is greater than or equal to negative 7. And hey, look, 0 is less than or equal to 63. Nailed it. We did it right. Awesome. Okay, what is the most important thing to remember when solving inequalities? You guys. Flip out. What? Okay, good. They work just like equations. You can multiply and divide to solve inequalities, but there's a twist. Tell me all about what that twist is, and then have a fantastic time on your homework.